Well, very good evening, one and all. You can tell Mr. Drew's back on form because he's in a t-shirt and he's spinning around on his chair. Welcome to the Studio Rats Q&A Live number 220.
Howdy
My name's
doody.
Dave Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
Mr. Drew,
Mm.
something is blocking the view of your polished bonds, mate. What's going on there?
We've finally reached the dizzying heights of sponsorship.
Woohoo! And we're being sponsored by Oosh.
Yes. So unfortunately, now just got to say a quick thank you to Shaw Microphones and Toman for sponsoring the show now. So James hasn't got his yet. I've got James's one here. So we've got some new mics. So you should be hearing my voice sounding better than it normally does.
I would say it does. I mean, even from this end of things, you sound like you're in glorious Technicolor.
Well, there we go. Anyway, so we don't want people switching off, but thank you to Shaw and thank you to Toman for this.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get going. How do we start?
You start. You ask me because I suspect it will take longer for me to ask you than you to ask me.
James Ivey, what have you been doing this week?
Same as I've always been doing, working on a very, very sizable project, which I am one video away from finishing.
Nice.
Very exciting. That's going to be going live very soon. There'll be posts everywhere about it. Very excited. It's a huge piece of work that I've undertaken, but it's awesome. Very pleased with how it's turned out. Lots of gear coming in for review for the channel. Some for Studio Rats, some for Joey Talks Tech. Lots of stuff happening at the moment, which is very exciting.
Brilliant.
A new product launching next week, which will be really good for us moving forward, as in making remaking old acquaintances, I think is a good phrase. I'm not going to give anything away too much just yet, but yeah, it can be really good for both of us moving forward. Just getting my head down, trying to get on and finish stuff and make videos and make content and stuff. However, Mr. Drew, what have y'all been up to?
It has been an amazing week, or I should say. So Gear Summit. The Guitar Summit, Gear Summit. Guitar Summit. They should do a Gear Summit as well. Guitar Summit was unbelievable. It was one of the best. Well, no, it was the best guitar event, music show event I've ever been to. It was
That's very cool.
It was absolutely awesome. It was just incredibly well organized. Had loads of people there, like loads of sort of famous guitar players and loads of companies selling gear, and it was just a really, really good show. It went absolutely smoothly as far as I could see, and it was like, like for me, you go to NAMM, and by day one you got a bit of ear fatigue going on, and then it was a silent show, so there's all like load boxes, and there's various sort of Cortex and Tonex and that sort of stuff around, so people can try stuff. Yeah, exactly. Headphones. So it's brilliant. So you can talk to people on the way around. Absolutely brilliant. It was like NAMM, just guitar, and like 2 days you can do the lot. You could probably do it you could go around and see everything in a day, but to actually physically go and look at stuff and do that 2.5 days, I reckon you could do it. It was, so hats off to the Guitar Summit team. Just a brilliant event.
I have heard good things about Guitar Summit. Greg and I had a gig in Birmingham Saturday night, so we couldn't. I couldn't get out of it. I was MDing, so it wasn't like I could dep the gig out. But Guitar Summit's already in my diary for next year because it's if I wouldn't even say, from what I've heard from various other people as well as from you. Obviously, we've chatted about it quite a bit, but it's one of those events that it does seem to have where Music Messer ended quite sadly. I think it sort of like dwindled away and became this sort of really fragmented show that was a bit sad and not very well attended, and people who went came away going, ugh.
Yeah.
The two shows that have come off the back of it, which are Super Booth, which I think is well worth me going to next year, and Guitar Summit,
Yeah.
both happen to be in Germany. The other one I'd like to try, I'd like to go back to is this year is Studio Zena or Studio Zine, depending on how you pronounce it or whatever. That looks like a really cool show. The first one they did was brilliant. Second one, because they forgot to publicize it, it wasn't very well attended. But this time they seem to have got their act together. Yeah, the Germans seem to be doing a good job of shows at the moment.
Yeah.
You're actually moving out there, aren't you? Are you Das Paul Drew now?
It's like literally, what's it been? Three times this year already?
Yeah.
It's been 3 times. And it's great. I love Germany. Do you know that it's just good beer, good food, good people. It's good. I like Germany a lot.
Yeah. What was your highlight of the show? We all saw you played some pretty nice stuff and you chatted to some pretty cool people. Phil X is a laugh, isn't he?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Highlights of the show: AMS amplifiers.
Right.
The amplifiers when I was playing that Panucci Les Paul, which I mean that's the 2 highlights for me. Those about Panucci Les Paul and the AMS amplifiers. Because I've tried some other bits of gear that like TWS amplifiers as well, but I tried them at Hennings, so I already knew them. But AMS amplifiers really good. Like Marshall. Well, the one that I tried was like a Marshall. He does various different ones.
Yeah.
But it was like a 50-watt Marshall with 2 master volumes. You had a volume and a master volume, so you could drive the power amp, and then you got this second master volume, so you get all of the gain you want at like whisper quiet volume. It was like the best Marshall tone ever, as far as I'm concerned.
Very cool.
Who else? The Panucci guitars. I mean, there was so much good stuff. Jam pedals. Pedals. The Cockness Monster. Which we're talking about.
You nearly said Cockmeister, and that's something else apparently on the internet.
Yeah. The Cockness Monster, which I've got in the news. That was awesome. I love jam pedals.
Yep.
Anyway, there's some other stuff we need to talk about, because if you want to go and see the whole or my highlights from the 2 days that I was there, go and check out the 2 videos. But 2 videos did well or fairly well. So yeah, I'm sure I think there's some more stuff as we're going around, and I'll go, oh yeah, and I forgot about that and that.
However, you got back at the weekend, and then on Monday we were thrown straight into video production for a little product that launched today.
There we go. So the new white, or the anniversary edition white Tonex. Be interesting to see what people's opinions are. So what this is, it's a Tonex pedal with 150 tone partner captures put on there. So stuff from us. Amalgam or amalgam. We don't quite know how to say that audio. Warship tutorial. James cracked me up because we were trying to work out yesterday some names.
So is he Jason Sadites or is he Jason Sidites? I think he's Sidites because he's Canadian.
I don't know. Anyway, I've spoken to Jason as well, and it's mad. I mean, I just went, all right, Jason. So I didn't ask him, but anyway.
Tutorials was a particular highlight.
Yeah. So we were trying to come up with a little funny, if we pronounce one wrong, we might as well just pronounce them all wrong. So warship
Tion A Junkie.
Ton E Junkie. Yeah. So Tone Junkie worship tutorials. Jason Sidites. I love those guys as well. Jason Sidites, Amalgam, and us.
Yes.
So
we
very
are
exciting.
very honoured to be in, in good company in that crew. That's quite an elite little group of tone partners.
Yes, yeah, very much. Amalgam. Okay, so Digital Viper says amalgam.
I
Amalgam.
thought it was a amalgam. Yeah.
What do we call them?
I think
Amalgam.
I think I said both just to get rid of it.
Okay. But
that list of 150 amp models, if you can't get a good noise out of that 150 amps, you just can't get a good noise because there's everything in there. I mean, we've included a lot of the usual suspects, a lot of the stuff that people go, it wouldn't be a contribution from the Studio Rats if it didn't have Paul's matchless Independence 35.
35, yeah, absolutely. But there is something I do want to show because something turned up today,
right?
And I've just been absolutely blown away by it.
Right.
Should I do that now? Or should we do that later?
Do it later.
Okay, we do it later. Okay. Should we do some comments in? Because I always feel that people need to get their comments in, and we need to.
Yeah, we will power on through. But the video that we've put out, a few other people have put out, and we might have referred to something that's happening tomorrow.
We can't say.
But all I will say is go and watch some IK videos and see what you can find.
Yeah, see, the game's already been given away by IK, but I don't think they knew the game was given away, and we're not allowed to speak any more about it. So we can't speak any more about that. So let's not.
Okay, here we go. Boom, we're off and running. And if you're there, we didn't actually say it.
No, we didn't say anything. We didn't say. Nabs, hello mate. He said, hello Rats and all. Paul, what is your preferred string gauges for Strats and Les Paul? Cheats. 10s, 10 to 46 on everything. I don't use anything. I don't use anything else. I'm not the sort of person that goes, oh well, it's Strat. It's got shorter. It's a shorter scale, so it's got less tension. So I'll put 11s on that. And no, it's 10s down the. I just get used to those guitars. It's all fine.
I completely agree. My only variation is on my Sheraton, the 335 copy, which has got 13s on it because it's got flat wounds.
Oh, you got flat wounds. I've never tried flat wounds. That'd be interesting. I'd like to try them.
Great noise. Very, very jazz.
Mr. McCulloch, he says, hi everyone, just grabbed a Soldano 4x12.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice, mate. Really nice. 16 ohms. If I rewire it to parallel 8 ohms, will I notice any difference in tone? I want to run stereo with Mizubugi 2x12 8 ohm. Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, right. I see what you're doing.
So my 4x12, the Marshall one, is a 16 ohm cabinet. I suspect like the Boogie, because it's a single input bump. If he makes it a stereo cab, will he notice the difference? I don't think he will.
Oh, I see. Does he want to plug the Boog? Hold on a second. No. He's got a Boogie 2x12, so it's not about making it into a stereo cab. He just wants to rewire it to parallel. Well, okay, so 8 ohms is louder because you're not. So it's less resistance. Mm-hmm. It's less resistance, in effect. I think resistance is probably the wrong word.
Well, no. Technically the word is impedance, but as they kind of mean the same thing. Yeah.
So if you've got a 16, an amplifier, yes, it will affect the tone. Will you notice the tone? Will you? Because basically you're not running to get the same level of volume. You'd have to turn the power amp up a little bit harder, so it would be running into the power amp, which would affect the tone. For only that reason, yes, it would. So an 8 ohm, you'd be running it at the same volume. You'd be running it a little bit less. Will you notice a difference? Probably not. I don't think. You'll be so blown away with the stereo 2x12, 4x12 thing. I mean, technically, it's not stereo, but
Eric Johnson might notice the difference, but this is the man who claims he can hear the difference between a Duracell and an ever-ready battery.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it. Just do what you think. I mean, 16 ohm. Can you not run the Boogie with the 16 ohm out as well? I'd contact Boogie if I mean, he's not there anymore, but there'll be someone at Boogie that will be able to tell you. I think if you could run it at 16, I'd try and keep it at 16.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd want to change it. 16 ohm cabs sound great.
That Marshall cab I've got is 16 ohm, and I'm not. I was going to put one of each style of speaker in it, so I can put. Nah, I don't want to wreck it. Basically,
Ugliest cab in the world. That is
ugliest, but it sounds great.
It does sound good. That is a good sounding cab. Joe, thank you, sir. So I spoke to Joe today. We had a little Skype call. He said, "Thanks for the call today, Paul. Finished the first video. Oh, well done, mate. That's amazing." Awesome. So Joe's starting up. Joe has got. Let's talk about Joe for a little bit.
Joe is. Please don't tell me that's his console, because that looks stunning.
It probably is. Joe has got. Anyway, Joe has got. I don't know anybody with the amount of gear that Joe's got. So Joe's starting up a YouTube channel, and he's going to tear it up because no one's got as much gear as Joe.
He's got more than me.
Honestly, mate, Joe's got like he's got so many guitars, so many amplifiers, so many effects and stuff like that. He's got everything. So I can't wait to see Joe's video. So he's coming out. He also knows everybody as well.
Where is he based?
Joe is Asheville, I think, or he's Nashville. He's Nashville or Asheville. I can't remember, Joe. You're but he's that area.
We should definitely go.
Well, we were invited to go to Woodshed, Andy Wood's Woodshed, and stay with Joe, which I did tell you about.
That's just one of those.
Anyway, we'll talk about that. Anyway, congratulations, Joe. Well done for doing the first video. I can't wait to see it, mate. That's
the first cut is the deepest, as they say. From here on in, it's gravy.
Yeah, well done, mate. Good work. Good work. Keith, evening, rats and cats. Evening, Keith. Pet Moxie, good evening, sweetheart. Evening, sugar dumpling.
All right.
Ben, good evening, gents. Cheers, folks. Hopes everybody's well. And you, Ben? Walter Rosado, he said, "Hi there. Just want to say hi, and you're the best." Cheers, Walter. Thanks, mate. Thanks for
and that's a nice Luke there as well, I think.
It is. Is that Luke? Yes, it does look like a Luke, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah, lovely. Nice.
Jeff Rock, hello all. Hi, Jeff. Keith, he said, "Is it on brand to have the Shaw logo upside down?" I've got no other way of doing it because it's the only way that I can put it on my little doofler. So I would say, I don't know how else Shaw can do it unless I can't turn it up the other way, because if I turn it up the other way, look, it does this. And it faces the wrong way.
But you could turn it around. Can't you spin it on the thing? Jesus.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe I didn't work that out. Anyway, it's really good, this mic, because I can do this. That's genius. What an idiot.
Oh, Mr. Drew, I love you.
Give a guitar player a microphone. Don't do it. Anyway, do you know what's so good about this? It's got this little button on the top, so I can just tap it, and then I can cut myself off and no one can hear me. And I can just do it like that. I can get all Oasis. I can get all Noel Gallagher on myself, and no one can hear me.
You know, we heard you then.
You didn't, did you?
It didn't cut off, yeah.
Oh, really? It didn't cut off?
No.
Oh, sorry, everyone.
Oh,
anyway, well done. We've got that sorted. So that works now. Well done, James. I think it looks better the other way up there. It looks more radio.
I think it looks more radio the other way up. And actually, I think those arms are designed for it, the counterweight wise, it to be hung rather than put. That makes sense. But I can appreciate that being on brand and on trend with your sponsor is probably quite a good thing.
Yeah. But anyway, it's really good. It's a USB mic, and it's great. And it's got a headphone input as well. So it's like it's a whole interface. It's brilliant.
Nice.
How good is that?
Apparently we've got mail.
Unprofessional there. Mr. Lindsay, sounding polished, Mr. Drew. Cheers, Al. What's that? Is that shadow coming from this mic? This as well. See, that's there we go. Let's do that. Let's do that. There we go.
Lovely.
Mr. Williams said, evening all. Hope everyone's well. And you, Chris. Mr. Abraham. He says, evening all. Said it's pretty much dark in the UK when this show starts. Yeah, I'm starting to get affected by the seasonal affective disorder.
Yes, sad. Yes, I must admit, I walked out of the house and went, "Oh, it's dark and wet and not very nice." And we actually put the heating on this afternoon just to see if it would actually work. And all we heard was the air bubbles working around the system. So I was like, "Guess what I'm doing at the weekend?"
Yeah, but we've had it on for a good week.
No, not yet. There's jumpers. There's jumpers to wear.
Yeah, that's true.
Boom,
Mr. Westcott, he says, hello, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. And you, mate. Simon Taylor, hello all. Question to Mr. Drew. What are your main influences to your playing? I would say we get asked this question quite a lot, actually. So Steve Lukather, Martin Offler. I'd probably say I'm doing the same people as James because I'll do both of us. Gary Moore, because brilliant.
Dave Gilmour.
Dave Gilmour. I'd say Dave Gilmour. I was brought up in Pink Floyd as well.
Yeah.
Eric Clapton. There we go. 5.
Same 5 for me, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd add Eric Johnson in there for me. I just wish I could.
Yeah, but that's more like that's more of a modern influence. What who made you play? But no, I guess it doesn't matter.
To be fair, there was a radio show on Radio 2 in the UK called 6 Silver Strings, and if you can find that, episode 1 of 6 Silver Strings started with Cliffs of Dover, and at that point, I was hooked. I think the first episode was Cliffs of Dover, hotly followed by Larry Colton, hotly followed by it was one of those sort of shows. All the people I love to listen to now.
So, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Why isn't that working?
It's working well. Maybe you bypassed it in the software that you haven't downloaded.
That's what it is. No, it was working earlier. Anyway, okay, all good.
Anyway.
There we go. Bogeyman, he said, hi, Rats. Paul, have you tried the hook amps at the summit? Leendert Harkskma from Hook is the beast of guitar as well. Yes, I heard that. Yes, I did. That was another highlight. Hook amps. That Hook Wizard is he only had wizards there, and I tried the Hook Wizard. Put it this way: the grey amp there, which is going to a celebrity. That is.
Oh, you can't say, can you? Probably.
I think I can say.
Do you remember?
Shot cards melting on a playground wall. Yes, so it's going to a well-known guitar player. Once that's gone, I'm thinking about a Hook Wizard.
Ooh,
because it was really good, really good.
Awesome.
We'll see. G-Man Music. Hey gents, did you get a chance to see the new Synergy 20? I saw it. I didn't try it. I haven't tried it. Yes, it looks really, really good. I think that will sell like hotcakes for them. It's got everything.
Is that the one that's got two? It's got two slots, isn't it?
No, it's got one slot.
Oh,
it's got one slot. It's a 20-watt amp. Right. 20-watt amp with IRs and power amp emulation and.
Right.
Yeah, really good. Apparently really good. So hopefully I get to try one of them at some point.
Cool.
Jeff, good morning from Brisbane. Hope everyone's happy and healthy. Big thank you to Toman and Shaw for supporting the mayhem in the rat hole. Cheers, Jeff.
Solidarity, brother.
Yes. Digital Viper, hope enjoyed your new limited edition White Tonix video. Oh, cheers. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, we feel really privileged to be part of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it's a. I know we joke that we all primarily, I know, have built this amazing thing, the channel that is as it is, but it is when stuff like that comes along and people ask you to be part of projects like that, it's you go, that's properly That's why we do it. So thank you to all you lot for supporting us.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Tommy G. Good evening, chaps. When recording with a digital device, do you use the USB recording feature or record the main outputs and use a DI box? Good question. I think it depends what it is.
I think in the studio, if I'm so two scenarios. If I am mobile and I need to do some recording and I'm using an interface and a thing that's got digital I/O, I will always use the digital I/O to lose the need for any extra levels of A to D, D to A. Even though nobody will know the difference, I will always use digital connectivity if I can. Like if the guitar amp or the guitar processor has USB out, I will always use that.
Yeah.
In the studio, sometimes I'll think, oh, my main interface might have a digital in, and the guitar processor might have a digital output. I would use that. However, most of the time, it's straight out of the analog outs into the mic pre or a DI box, straight into the mic pre, straight into Pro Tools.
Yeah, I think that's I'd say pretty much the same. On the Quad Cortex, I've got analog out I'm using because I want to use the interface. I want to use my interface I want to use it for other things as well.
And what if you are in a smaller setup where you're using your Quad Cortex or your Apollo or what these days you could use your Nano, what they're called Nano Cortex as your interface.
Yeah,
and that's great for recording guitars, but I don't just record guitars.
Yeah,
there's 14 mics on a drum kit over there, and I've got Ben's coming over tomorrow to do a session with me. So we'll probably put 3 on bass and stuff, and
3 on bass.
Yeah, put a couple of mics and a DI box and a DI out.
Yeah, and honestly, Tommy, I wouldn't worry about it. Everything modern sounds, has got great A to D, so it doesn't really matter.
And some friends of mine down the road at Present Day Productions did a video where they took a Focusrite interface and they basically recorded the same thing into out, round and round, and got to about 150 times before you started to hear any degradation.
Yeah.
One extra A to D round trip is going to make no difference.
I've got to be honest, that sounds like the dullest video I've ever heard of. So,
right, you might have to translate.
Mr. Casardi. He says, hello, rats and rat pals. Hope everybody's great. Hello, mate.
I'm going to post the link into the chat so people can, if they wish to, they can join in the fun.
So maybe Steve or Lee wants to come on at some point.
Anybody who fancies join in the fun,
Lee must have put something new. Eddie G, is the Squire Classic Vibe Telly Goods? Yes. Yes. I mean, as a whole, yes. Can you get bad ones? Yes. So go if you're going to go and buy one, go and try some out.
Yeah, but generally the Classic Vibe stuff is very good.
Yes. G-Man just picked up a Synergy Bogner Ecstasy module, and it absolutely rocks. Must have module in the Synergy lineup. Nice one. Yeah, the Synergy modules are awesome. My Syn 50 is in the repair shop at the moment, so I cannot plug anything in.
I've got the Ecstasy module, and it's awesome.
Oh, nice. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome.
I also, so this is the thing. The Synergy stuff is so good. I've got a real Bogner sat there, and I'm thinking, I don't need it. It hurts. It hurts.
Jeff Brock, the last time I went to Germany, it was West Germany. Wow.
It was a while ago.
That was a while ago. Digital Viper says pronounced Art Malgum.
Yes.
There we go. We should have asked everyone before we made that video.
we didn't have time. It was all a little bit last minute.
No. Mr. Cassidy says, "Is that the Michael Barrymore Tonex Sig? Why is the Michael Barrymore?" You have to explain that. Something about
top, middle, or bottom?
Something about top, middle, bottom. Something about jacuzzi. I don't know.
Was it jacuzzi or swimming pool? Let's not go down that road because that could lead us step away from the.
Said too much.
Step away from the hot tub.
Keith, Keith says at Steve Cassidy Guitar, check it. Yeah, it floats.
Moving on.
I guess it's got to that time when it's
not too soon, is it? It's not too soon anymore.
Well, it's a little bit. I think anything like that is a little bit too soon, but we've got away with it. I think. Max, Johnny, depends on what method it has been used to achieve 16 ohms, but likely you can't wire it to 8 ohm. Oh, interesting.
Surely, if it's been wired in mono to 16, you could wire it into stereo into 8. But
then you wouldn't be using both.
No, that is true.
2x12.
Yeah, it'd be two 2x12s, not a 4x12.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do, I think what I'd do is to lose the boogie 2x12 and just plug that into a. Actually, no, there's no point. You wouldn't do that. Why would you do that? Because he wants both cabs.
Yeah,
it's difficult. I think you might have to. Yeah, have to rethink that. But
I did ask
about that.
I did ask Dennis Cornell a little while ago about. So basically, all the other stuff in my rig is 8 ohm. But even the 4x12 Wazza cab is 8 ohm, and the fridge over there, the Grossman cab, is 8 ohm, and all the amps can be set to 8 ohm. And I said, so how do I use the Marshall, which is 16 ohm? And he said, just pair it with something that's 8 ohm. So basically, he said you can have the speaker, the Marshall speaker, and the Grossman on the same output in series, and that will do the trick. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that unless someone tells me categorically that I can do that. So
I know, yeah, there's certain things I can't remember. I think you can go up, but you can't go down.
You definitely can't go any lower than 2, because otherwise you end up everything's cooking and.
Well, yeah, but if you got this is too boring. But if you got an 8 ohm output, you can go up. I think you can't go down. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Lee says the stud EO rats.
I think the way he's done it is the stud law rats, but I'll go with that.
Well, it's an I though.
Yeah.
Tone Dragon says, Lee, hope you're well. Lee be coming over soon. Jeff says, Retonix, I've picked up a handful of packs from Amalgam.
The stuff that Dennis put in teeth, Amalgam.
Oh, it was his AC30 top boost captures that prompted me to buy an actual AC30 top boost. Nice. So he knows his onions. I can't say I've ever tried his stuff.
We do have a link to download everything in the 150 list.
Great. We will do that. We should do that.
I just haven't done it yet.
Dave, he said, good evening, fellow rodents. Hope you're having a wonderful week. So let's fill Dave in. Dave, so who has got your plectrums now? Phil X has got one of your plectrums.
Okay, that's quite cool.
That is quite cool. Lee Anderton has got one of your plectrums. Danish Pete has got one of your plectrums.
I think they've missed a joke there, because obviously Lee's known as the captain. Mm-hmm. Danish Pete should be known as Tennille.
Captain what?
Captain and Tennille.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. You move on. Yes, loads of people. I was giving your plectrums out everywhere, mate. So that's who I can think of to mind instantly. Cool. Electric Outworks. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well, Chaz. Chaz, hope you are well too.
You stop pouring now, aren't you?
Daniel, good evening, rats. Hope everyone is well. And Paul has recovered from Guitar Summit. What a terrific show. Cheers, Daniel. Thanks, mate. Yeah, no, I haven't quite recovered, but it was literally back straight into work got back on Sunday quite late and then straight back in work on Monday. So house needs a clean, garden needs mowing, all that sort of stuff. Just haven't had a chance to do anything yet.
The weekend coming up.
Yeah. Tone Dragon. I'm really only using my Friedman JJ Jr. to record practice direct at home. Maybe I should sell and look at getting one of those Friedman IRs or a Tone X instead. Thoughts? You can't beat, don't sell your amp. If that's the amp that you really like, I don't think you should sell it. Because I think what would happen is you'd get something and you'd go, oh, I really miss my amp. And then it just seems a bit, I would save up and see if you can try one of those Friedmans or a Tone X and then.
The only thing you'll miss, and this is what I've discovered with this huge Jay-Z Microphones project, having an amp in the room cranked.
Yeah.
The interaction between the guitar and the air and the speaker is the thing that capture packs and all that sort of stuff can't yet do.
Absolutely.
I have to have my studio monitors absolutely blaring to get it to do the same thing. And at that point you go, why not just have the amp up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There are times, I mean, we've recorded stuff in hotel rooms and in Airbnbs where you just could not record a cranked up guitar. We've done it last minute for jobs and gone, oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But it isn't the same as playing through a big amp that's cranked. It just isn't.
No. Joe, Tennessee isn't Nashville. Nashville is Tennessee, though, isn't it? It's around that sort of area.
Yeah. It's quite a big state, though.
Is it?
So it's not Texas, but it is quite a big state.
Gary, have you guys seen the Fender Monster Hunter collab? Probably not your guys' cup of tea, but it looks amazing. Although I do think that most people are going to buy the guitar just to display it. Shame.
No, I haven't heard about that.
Shall I have a quick look?
Monster Hunter.
Okay, what is it? It's a Fender
Monster Hunter. It sounds like a dentist's guitar or a dentist's or a lawyer's thing. Other high-paid professions.
Oh, hold on.
Other high-paid professions are available.
That's quite cool. Should we
Let me move.
Should I show or should we do it in the news?
Show. While we're talking about it. Yeah.
Hold on. That one. How many buttons you got to push to?
Oh, weirdly, I quite like that.
I quite like it. Weirdly.
Do you know what?
I don't like that.
Do you know what I looked at and when someone's done an Imperial Telecaster, and by an Imperial one, I mean like Star Wars Imperial logos. Is what it like stormtroopers, and then you can get those terrible Star Wars Christmas jumpers.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah. I don't understand what it is. Is it what is it? Is it Monster Hunter? Is a collaboration of the worldwide hunting action game Monster Hunter? Okay, so it's a game. Okay, yeah.
Or it looks a bit like the 12 Monkeys logo. The Brad Pitt movie. I quite like that.
Yeah, I like it. I'm
not as offended by that as I could be.
It's $2,000. $2,000. So
horrendous.
It's not horrendous, but it's quite a lot of money for. Anyway.
Yeah,
next.
I like that. Weirdly.
Yeah, we like that. Ben. Joe, what's your channel called? I just typed in your name but couldn't find it. Yeah, Joe, let us. I'm not sure Joe's got anything.
It's Passion for Tone.
Passion for Tone.
No videos posted yet, but that's what it's called.
Passion for Tone. Yeah, no videos posted yet. So
great channel name as well.
The man knows his onions.
Awesome stuff.
JHPRS ordered my white Tonex as soon as I started watching your video. Ah, thanks, mate. Nice one.
This is going to sound like a terrible thing, terrible plug, but if you do watch our video and you think I'm going to order one of those, please can you use the little link that we've put in the notes below the video? It's a terrible plug, but it does give us a little kickback. It's not huge. It's not going to pay off Paul's mortgage, but it would help a little bit. So if you do see something you like on the channel on one of our videos, please do look down there and for the affiliate links, because all those sort of things help us. They help sick animals, don't they? We don't know they're sick and we bet on them, but you know what I mean.
They feed diggers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Joe, yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Joe. Yeah. Ben, what's your... Thanks, Joe. I'll keep your eyes... Yeah, great. If they're talking amongst themselves, we'll move it. The mic sounds better the right way up. Well, technically, so what this is, because it's not, I guess, because it's a USB microphone, it's used for like streaming and for gaming and that sort of stuff, podcasts, that sort of stuff. So I guess if it was like a pro level XLR microphone, it'd be up the other way, maybe.
It's probably an SM7B with a USB interface attached.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, I think.
And let's face it, there are plenty of podcasts and live radio shows that are done on SM7B.
Absolutely.
It sounds great. I like it. I like it the other way up. I like it this way up. You make more sense this way up. You were talking backwards the other way up.
Yeah, I like it the other way up. I think it looks cool the other way up. But anyway, it looks more radio. What's next? Yeah. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, if they're talking amongst themselves, let's. Dave says, "Evening all. Hope you are well. And to you, Dave. Feels like winter's come back. Heating presently on. Yeah. Rubbish, innit?
Yeah."
Chaz says, "Are you gents going to NAMM? We're too busy to make AES this month, but hope to see everyone in Anaheim." I'm not going. James is going.
I'm going. At the moment, we are just confirming accommodation. Al, hit me up because we've gotten in at a hotel that's really quite inexpensive. Give me a shout because we might be able to get a family suite, which is more rooms and stuff. But yeah, I'll be there. At the moment, my plan is fly in Tuesday, fly out Monday, which will give us Sunday off because it's a 3-day show next year.
Nice.
Which will be nice.
Very nice. Mr. Barr, he says, "Good evening, folks. Paul, you may want to move your mic out of frame. It looks like it's threatening your face." I can't. We're sponsored now, mate. We're sponsored.
You'll be changing that Union flag or the Union Jack behind you for a Shaw logo, won't you?
Yeah, let's do it now. It's like, can't do it. Keith, well-known guitar players called Steve. Steve Vai, Steve Morse, Steve Rotherham. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see where you're getting at, Keith.
Yes. Steve Seagal.
Yes, well, he does play guitar. Have you seen Steve? They're great, aren't they? They are definitely worth watching. There's a man with a lot of confidence.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He would beat us both to a pulp.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would. But no man should have that much confidence. I'll stop there.
Love it.
Rocker 534 says, "After seeing your show footage, it looks like to European amp guitar makers are more innovative than US makers." Yeah, it's well, there were some US stuff there as well. So boutique amp distribution who do like Synergy and Soldano and that over there as well. But yeah, it was honestly just brilliant. Such a great show. I would recommend everyone, if you live in Europe and it's not too expensive to go over there.
Well, we go to NAMM.
Huh?
We go to NAM.
Yeah, I guess so. But yes, but we go to NAM because it's work. If it's someone's hobby,
Yes.
would you fly to Germany?
But
It's well worth doing. I would recommend. Yeah, everyone does it, but
we go to NAM because it's California in January.
yeah, I can't do NAM. I can't do NAM again. Definitely not this year, but maybe next year. We'll see. George, hello to everyone. What's your opinion about the Line 6 HX Stomp? Is it worth it? It's quite old tech now.
Yeah.
But yeah, loads of people get some great tones out of it. I tell you what, Steve Cassidy uses the HX Stomp and swears by it, and I think he gets a lovely tone. So yeah, they must be coming up with something new pretty soon, though. There must be.
Must be.
Al says, Mr. Rothery finally got back in touch. Then yes. Stefan Schmidt says, how come the Amplified Nation models are sounding so dark compared to many other ones? Even my American Strat, they sound really dark, much darker than the demo videos. I've got all 3 packs. For your information. That's interesting. Do they sound dark? Well, if you have a listen to Robin Ford's tone and tell me if you think that's on the darker side. I would say it probably is on the darker side. But if you want to brighten it up, just brighten it up. Use the treble control, give it a bit of a boost, and you'll like it. The treble control on the Tonex, or the EQ controls on the Tonex, are actually really good. I think
they are. I was talking to Clive last week.
Oh yeah,
Clive K, the man who sold me, quite frankly, the best amp I've ever played through and best amp I've ever owned. The Red Plate. My God, that thing sounds good. And we were saying that the more captures you do, the more chance you've got of being able to get the variation of the gain of the tone and the gain pots across the whole amp. Now, what you and I tend to do, I think, is we find the tones that we really like and we capture those, as opposed to saying we're going to offer you the entire gain range of the amp, because that's not plausible at the moment. I mean, I think a time will come when it will be do a capture, nudge up one, do a capture, do a capture, do a capture, and then one capture will be able to give you the entire gain range of.
I wonder if Stefan's if he hasn't set the input gain
possibly
on Tonex.
Input gain's a bit low.
Possibly it'll be dark. That'll be dark. I mean, I wouldn't say they're dark. I definitely wouldn't say they're dark. But it's a darker tone. It's not like it's not like a Plexi.
Is your American Strat dark sounding? Because noiseless pickups can tend to be a little bit on the.
If it's got noiseless pickups, it's definitely not going to be as stratty as it should be, without a doubt. Anyway,
so what Paul and I do is give you the 10, however many captures of those amps sounding the best they can through the whole signal chain. Someone said to me the other day, would you do your amps without cabs? I'm like, no, because that's not how they sound.
Never say never, but yes.
No, but it's really hard to do a capture without a cab.
It's not if you got the what is it, the thing down here, the Tonex capture thing.
I've got one of those.
Do that. Yeah,
I've got one of those.
Yeah, I think that's the skill isn't in. The skill is not in plugging an amp in and going, there's a sound. The skill is
in the whole process. Yeah,
whole process. Anyway.
Sorry.
Jeff says, I've been finding out all sorts of things about offset guitars since I bought a couple of Jazz Masters. They're curious beasts indeed. They are definitely curious beasts indeed.
I like the Jag.
You like the Jag? Some of them. I need to shim the neck so it leans back and then raise the bridge to compensate. It increases the brake angle over the bridge so that strings ring properly. It's a common thing to do. It's also common to it's a Jag. Change it to a mastery bridge.
Yeah, that's a That's the I'm thinking of that Jaguar because that's such a great guitar, but it does have some issues.
Yeah. Shahar, can either of you guys discern any audio difference between Focusrite Claret versus Scarlet Priest? Nah.
Never in a million years.
No. I'm sure there might be someone that claims they can, but they can't. Chris. David, Jivey, what's the best way to tell your drummer that those gongs he's using for cymbals need to go? I know how sensitive you all are.
Cymbals are, one, really expensive. Two, not to everyone's tastes. David, I don't know whether your guy is using pasties, whatever you Sabians, Zildjians, whatever. You know, there are cheaper and more expensive ranges of all of them. In a Zildjian world, I'm an A custom guy. In a Sabian world, I'm an HHX kind of guy. Paul's looking at me like I've just started saying code at him. It's really hard. All I can say is if they sound like gongs and dustbin lids, they're probably quite heavy and they're probably quite cheap. That's nothing that I can do anything about.
I think the simple thing, just say, listen, your cymbals sound shit, get some new ones.
That is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been there. I've spent many years playing on not very great sounding cymbals. The only thing I can say is that there are so many other options now. You don't just have to go pasty, Zildjian, or Sabian. Dream cymbals are amazing, and they're half to a third the money. So if it's a money thing, check out Dream cymbals. They are brilliant.
Awesome. Steve, he says Barrymore Tonex. All right. I get my coat.
I get my coat. Very good. Yes. Well done.
Beyond Summer, how do I get the more overdriven SRV sound? Do I bring up the gain on the amp, or Tube Screamer sounds messy with my treble up for its cleaner tone? So let me get this right. Do I bring up the gain on the amp, or Tube Screamer sounds messy with my treble up for its cleaner tone using a Boss guitar? So Steve Ray Vaughan's guitar tone's very bright.
Super bright.
And he had great tone in his fingers.
And he played like 13s as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the thing is, right. I think this is the problem here. You're using a clean tone. So his amps were never clean. They're not clean. He never played clean. He wasn't like pristine clean. That thing was driven, and he might wind back the volume on the guitar a little bit. But just try and use a little bit of grit, just a tiny bit of grit in the signal, and you always get a better sound. Clean amps tend to, if in a mix, it live and all that sort of stuff, they get lost.
They vanish. Yeah. It's like bass. If you put a bit of grit on a bass, it just makes it sit in a mix so much better.
Absolutely. Just a little bit.
That extra bit of distortion, that extra harmonic,
exactly what it is. So when we talk about clean on the verge of breakup, or what's the other word for it that everyone else uses?
Dirty, gritty.
No, it's not dirty. It's like a clean tone with just a little bit of grit on it.
Well, clean on the verge of breakup. Cheers.
Yeah, that's not the technical term. I'm not sure there is a technical term. Not the term that everyone uses. Let's go.
On the verge.
Yes, Max. I'm talking to him off channel to talk through the impedance and how to rig stereo with his kit. Nice one.
Thanks, Max.
Max knows his onions with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Tommy, when double tracking guitars, do you have any advice on how to get the tracks translating well in mono? Interesting.
What
do you mean by it depends what you mean by translating well, because obviously double tracking guitars depends how far you're panning them and stuff. So maybe don't pan them so hard left and right.
again, as it's a recording studio mixy type question, I would have said the way I tend to do stuff is I think of the important stuff as in the middle, and then I pan via importance level. Because at some point you have to have a reason for doing things, and I go by the importance in the track. So the acoustic guitars that are so far back in the mix and wishy-washy that are just making some vague kind of strummy noises are as far as they'll go. My overheads are slightly in a little bit. My BVs are slightly in a bit from that. I want to give everything its own space. So try that. And to be honest, yes, you're going to lose something when you sum to mono, but keep your mono check button handy and keep testing it. And if you can live with what you're losing, that's the trick.
The thing about mono is, apart from when you go into certain shops or bars or whatever, it's irrelevant.
Or Alexa.
Alexa, is that mono?
They are mono.
Is it? Are you sure it's not stereo? Are you sure?
I think it's pseudo stereo, but I think they are mono.
No, I reckon there's 2 speakers in Alexas.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they sound big. I never go to. Oh, that sounds a bit mono. I would just go. That still sounds pretty good.
It's over there in the corner of the kitchen.
Huh?
Yeah. It's over there in the corner of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's relevant. I mean, it's worth checking, but I wouldn't get hung up on it.
I wouldn't get hung up on it either.
And bear in mind, Paul's had a lot more ready records mixed than I have. So
I wouldn't worry too much. Too much. Don't worry too much. Obviously, stuff's phasing and it's
vanish. If your vocal vanishes, that's different.
That's a different thing. Yeah, absolutely. Half an hour behind. Is that Greg's half an hour behind, or we're half an hour behind?
I think Greg's half an hour behind.
Okay. Sven, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you in person, Paul. Tall German dude here. Hi, Sven. Good to meet you, Sven. Met lots of people at Guitar Summit. It was great.
Did you have a beer in your hand most of the time?
No, I didn't.
No, not me. No,
I was fairly sober. I was fairly sober during the day. Evenings, absolute mess.
Good work.
We had good nights. Good nights. Nearly, you know that point when you're lying in bed and you go, might be a little bit sick.
Was the room spinning faster and faster and faster?
Yeah. I got away with it. Oh, I hate that feeling. Got away with it. 50 years old and still getting up to those shenanigans. That's not right, is it?
It's graceful.
Hollywood, evening all. Have you discussed the Kemper update that you have to pay for? Lots of negative reviews on Insta when Kemper released the news. So shall I talk about this?
Do it.
So Kemper, the little player, the little Kemper player. Yeah. Kemper have released an update where for 300, I don't know if it's $300, £300, 300 somethings, €300 probably, because it's Kemper.
Yeah.
You can unlock all of the effects blocks from a full-size Kemper or from a Kemper stage. But it's charging €300 for it. See, the thing about Kemper is, and I had this discussion with, I think it was with Lee Anderton. Kemper haven't charged for any of the updates that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's quite grueling for someone to go, oh, well but you're buying a cheaper unit, and then it's giving you loads more power. It's still cheaper than I don't think it's €300 maybe is a little bit too steep. €150. I don't know. I don't think I'd mind paying for it.
Whenever there is an upgrade fee, someone's going to complain.
Yeah, someone's going to complain.
Put yourself in the shoes or the studio chairs of Pro Tools users for the last 10 years, where, quite frankly, Avid have done a fairly good job of ripping us a new one every year.
Yeah.
Comes out with updates and stuff. Your first one's going to hurt. That's all I can say, really. You know, the first one is the one that hurts. You could, of course, look at the Apple model and go, hang on, I bought Final Cut Pro, the video editing software, 10 years ago and have never paid for an update. I bet you have, because I bet you've bought a new Mac.
I get it. I guess it's grueling, isn't it? Because it's. What was my point? it was a really good point, and then I've forgotten it.
You're saying, you know.
Oh, no, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the fact that everything's in there, but you're paying to unlock something. That's what people hate, and I get that. I get it.
When Antelope locked out some of the connectivity on the interface, everyone went, "What the are you doing?" I said they should have made it a card, an option card. If it was a card that wasn't in there to start with, but you had to fit it.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden you go, "Oh, well, I've bought a thing."
Yeah.
You haven't just hit a little bit of code that's gone, we'll enable those now.
Yeah. Thing is, I think people should, if you don't like it, vote with your feet. If you don't like something, just go, well, sorry, you're not having my business again. And then go and find something else.
But you buy into an ecosystem, don't you? You buy, if you're a Kemper person,
yeah,
you've probably got the profiler at home and you think, I'll gig the baby, the player.
Yeah.
You and I are slightly different because we buy into all of the platforms because that's what we do. But I get it. I totally get it. It's like being asked. So you decide you're frustrated with Avid and you're going to go and learn a new DAW. Nobody wants to learn a new DAW.
That's exactly what I did. Anyway,
I know, but but you didn't want to.
It didn't bother me really. I was so pissed off with it that I've just went, sorry, I'm doing that now.
Anyway, but
do the news. Should we do the news? Can I do this? Can I do my bit of gear that turned up today as well?
Go on then. This looks awesome. This thing, if it's what I think it is, you've got several bits of kit that have turned up today.
Over the last couple of days, it's everything's coming in, and it's been quite quiet over the last couple of months.
It was the summer. Oh, look at that!
So this is the new Mezza Barber Even Drive.
Look at that!
Right, I'm going to show you against. If I do that, it's huge.
That's half your body.
Yeah, it's massive.
Hold it. No, perspective stops that from being accurate. But
look how big it is.
Is that two 12AX7s on top?
Yeah, two 12AX7s.
I love it when they put valves sticking at the top with those huge metal heatsink things. That's so cool.
This is a new classic as far as I'm concerned. It is. It just sounds. You know that saturated. You know that Nuno Betancourt, Eddie Van Halen saturated harmonics. Added extra harmonic in the tone.
I was looking at a tube driver today, an old school one.
That would sound very different to that.
I know.
They're nowhere near as that's focused and tight. That's focused and tight. Tube drivers they're not focused and tight.
Yeah, because I want to do more Gilmore-y type noises.
Sure.
And a lot of the Gilmore stuff is, I mean, the recent tour video setup, the Luck and Strange tour, there's 4 of them set up with different presets, dialed in. Like, I want one of those.
You can still buy them.
You can, but the old ones are going for serious money now.
I don't believe it. The old
I know,
one,
I know that, and you know that, but someone is going to pay $700-800 for one.
Oh my god, it's amazing when like I had the Klon up for sale, the Klon, the KTR up for sale, and someone saying, "Oh, is it this year, or is it a 2020, or is it a 2019?" It's just like, oh, for God's sake, just
go away.
Yeah, just I'm not interested. Anyway, it's all the same thing. Don't worry about it.
Do the news.
Yes, news. Sorry, I know this takes me ages to do. I've got so many things to click on. Are we on?
We're on.
Okay, good. So Gibson have brought back the ES330. I wonder if that's because of a band doing some gigs.
Who knew?
So isn't it funny? You know, Oasis released their, you know, we're doing some gigs, and then Gibson do this. But yeah, look good. I like the black one. Oh, I like that.
See, I don't like the black one. I like the tobacco one. I like the red one.
No, I think the black looks the best on that. But anyway, $3.5 grand.
Actually, I suppose for Gibson, for modern Gibson prices, that's not so bad.
No, I mean, it's a lot of money. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, that happened. Okay, so, and some of you might be going, oh, it's the microphone. But the best guitar microphone, as far as I'm concerned, is a 421. One of them. Best, without a doubt, the best guitar mic.
Now, the hilariousness with an MD421 that I've seen when people go, you're setting it up wrong. They're side addressed. No, they're not. They are end fire. They are end addressed.
Here we go.
Stop telling me they're side addressed. It's like you're wrong. Just stop. No. You're wrong.
They are wrong. Anyway, so 421 has been stable since probably the 70s.
Oh, yeah, at least.
Yeah. Classic guitar mic used for other things as well. Right, they've brought out this.
Best tom mic ever.
Yeah, so they've brought out this, which is the 421 Compact, which is, look at the size difference.
Oh, so much better. So good.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same. So the technology that's in that is exactly the same parts in that as what's in that. The only thing that's different is you don't get the, you know, the filter down here, James.
Yeah.
It doesn't get that. I can't remember what it's tuned to, but it's
nobody's ever used that filter.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't think I have. So there's that. So that's out. That's quite exciting. The fact
I want 5 of those, please.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing some. There's an amplifier coming very soon. That I want to. I'm quite excited about using that on.
How much are they?
That's a good question. Let's have a look. They is.
€277.
Yeah, so $260, £235, €277.
Not an inexpensive dynamic mic.
Not an inexpensive dynamic mic. No, considering you could buy a 57 for
under 100 quid.
100 quid,
but
yeah.
They don't sound the same as a 57 or a 58. They just don't.
No, they don't, and they're really good. Much more pleasing tone. Much more natural tone than a 57. I tried this out at the show. This is the Cockness Monster. This is the Supreme. So this is the big one. It was awesome.
It's 2,091 quid.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but it's
a lot in
awesome.
there. There is a lot in there.
Yeah, and it's not going to be for everyone. And you're obviously going to get people going, oh, you can't swap out the effects and stuff like that. I don't think that's what this is about.
That's not why you buy that unit.
No, it's anyway, it's a Greg Koch thing. Now we've got one of these coming, the Mini Monster.
That's very cool.
That'll be coming in the next few weeks. So I'll be doing a review of that. Sounds again awesome. So yeah, and I don't think that's too bad. So €790.
About the same as the Floyd one, isn't it? The wall thing.
Oh, it's here. Hold on. I think it's in the same box as that.
Yeah.
One of these. How many? 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, interesting. There's more buttons. There's more buttons on that, on the Cockness Monster the Mini Monster. And there is that. as in space going across. So maybe it's slightly larger.
Mm.
But jam pedals they're brilliant. Handmade.
Do you remember the Ibanez unit about a billion years ago? The Ibanez thing where you had where it became cool to have 4 or 5 pedals in a block. Like much like this is, you don't have to worry about cabling. It's just that's what it is. That's the pedals you've got. Use those.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, jam pedals are great. They make awesome stuff. Joe, I mean, Joe Bonamassa's got another guitar coming out. You shocked?
It's an Epiphone.
It's an Epiphone, yeah. So Joe Bonamassa, awesome. Everyone knows who Joe Bonamassa is now. Amazing guitar player.
The guy is probably up there as premier guitar player on planet Earth right now.
Absolutely, I agree. He's absolutely fantastic. Hate the headstock. It's the old Epiphone headstock.
The open book headstock on them, please.
Yeah, I hate that headstock. But what is it? It's £704.
That's not much.
Well, it is though. It is.
It is for an Epiphone, but it's not of recent history. I mean, how much the one we tried in Germany?
That's different. I mean, yes, it's still an Epiphone, but that's inspired by Gibson ones. They are more expensive. It's got the ugly headstock, so I wouldn't buy it. But that's just me.
But it's still going to play beautifully.
Oh yeah,
it's going to.
No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Let's definitely not say
it. If you bought a dog, it could be set up to play amazingly because we know what a good setup can do for a guitar.
Yeah.
That's going to sound great. P90s on that are going to sound fantastic. If you can get over the fact it says Epiphone on the headstock and it's got the Epiphone kind of
ugly headstock.
The ugly headstock, that's a great guitar. No one is ever going to go, oh, you can't be a good guitar player because you're playing that guitar. I'm sorry, that's going to sound awful.
No, not at all. The other thing, so because I was quite blown away with, I mean, there were loads of great amps there at the show, but yeah, this is the amp that I tried at the show, and I was really blown away with it.
Very lovely.
Yeah, really great amps. What's that?
AMS.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and yeah. AMS. So yeah. I can see why. Yeah, it does look like AMS, doesn't it? Anyway, so there's those. I'm done.
It sounds as good as that. Who cares?
Yeah, it's really good, really good sounding amps. What's next?
Hang on a second. Right, go.
Russell says, "What did you guys think of Amp X, or was Tom just showing it with no actual demos?" I didn't actually hear it, but I've heard it. I did a video at NAMM this year, the beginning of this year, about it, where he was playing through it. So I didn't actually hear it at this show, but Tom was just talking through it. I mean, I was, to be honest, at NAMM, I was blown away with it. I was blown away with how it sounded. So he said it's getting close, whatever that means. So
can I be a pessimist?
Go on.
It will never get released.
No, it would definitely get released. We'll have a bet on that. Should you have a bet on that? Should you have a bet?
All right,
How much? 50.
50 quid. Says
20.
50.
20. Let's do 20. Let's do 20. That's more.
20 quid says we won't see it. And
no, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. You
said we will not see that until NAMM 2026.
Okay, there's the deal. There's the deal then. Okay. That's a good deal. So I reckon Oh, okay, so you're saying 2026, and I'm saying before then. There we go.
26. We won't
So
see.
everyone has witnessed. Everyone
Yeah.
has witnessed. James is going to owe me 20 quid, and I'll owe James 20 quid if that's true.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. So the virtual handshake.
Should we move on? Keith, I saw a picture of the new Friedman IRJ. Looks interesting. Yes, it did. It does look really interesting. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to try it. It was at the show. Hollywood, Tone Dragon. I saw a recent post by Misha from Periphery, and he is always using amps and load boxes, even though they go through his studio monitors. Yes, pretty much like I work. Misha, as far as I know, has only just gone back to using amps within the last couple of years. So he didn't before. They were touring with Quad Cortex or Kempers, whatever they were. But yeah, Russell, that's exactly what Tom said he was trying to create with Ampex, the ability to get the tone of a crank plexi without it being cranked. Russell, I feel like I have Christmas sweater that matches. Oh, that guitar, the Fender, that guitar.
Yeah, it looks like something straight out of the Christmas, of the thingy catalog.
It was a bit Christmas jumper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The more we're talking about it, the least I'm liking it. Anyway, Greg, he says, read the Cockness Monster. Watch the jam video for both versions. Greg is astonishing both. He is astonishing.
Yes.
Stop. He's massive.
What?
As well.
Big or big? Both.
He's just a big bloke. He must be about 6'7" or something.
Wow.
Russell, it's a pretty pedal. That orange metal flake is very retro. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I like it.
Burnt orange.
Yeah. Chris says, does the Tonix link include the James price? Well done, mate.
You have to ask for the James price. You don't just get it. You have to ask for it.
So phone up IK and ask for the James price, please. Yeah. Please.
Please do, Chris, because I bet they'll turn around and say, oh, all right then.
Hollywood, 105 watches. Is that a first? No, we had more than that.
We've had more than that, but
yeah, we have had more than that.
It's been a while for a live show.
Is that a first like, or maybe is that 105 watches? Is that a first like? Yes, give us a like. It really helps. It really helps. Doing this, as I said last week, it hinders our the YouTube algorithm. It stops YouTube from promoting the studio as much because we take such a hit, because only 1,000 or 1,500 people watch this video in total in the week at the moment, and you can get 20,000-30,000 views on a normal video. So why do we do this? Why? Because if you give us a like, it helps. It does. It helps.
Fun.
It is
we
fun.
do it because it's fun.
Jeff, I'm now a subscriber. Number 11 on Joe's channel. Nice one. There you go. He's even done a video and he's got subs. This is awesome. Keith, with the mic the other way up, it sounded like an Australian. There we go. I should have done that, shouldn't I? Oh, I forgot. Hi from Oregon. I grew up a few miles from where Son was born. Oh, nice. I'm guessing Son Hemps.
Yeah, or Son. Yeah.
Pet. Thoughts on the controversy about surrounding Ken Tamplin at the moment? Apparently, the vultures are circling overhead. Yeah, that was going to happen at some point. I think we should probably not comment too much.
I don't know about this.
So he was miming he did a thing where he was miming.
Oh, thank God that's the only controversy then.
I know what you're thinking. I mean,
everyone else is thinking what I'm thinking. I mean, geez. I mean, I've worked with some. No, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop just because of digging myself in a hole.
Yeah, you're having trouble for that sort of stuff. Don't do that.
You can't. So I'll need to stop thinking or start thinking or something.
He's I can't watch him. I cannot watch him.
Hang on.
Do it.
I can't do it. I just can't do that.
It's horrible. Whatever it is. Tone Dragon. Steve has a reggae song. Check it out. It's insane. Awesome. Russell, a lot of people rent a large Airbnb and share it with their group for trade shows. The company will usually hate it. till they run the numbers. Nice.
We've looked at doing that, but because Anaheim is an Airbnb free zone,
Yeah.
thank you to the company with the ears for that.
Yeah.
If you want Airbnb, you have to be a fair way out. You have to be like a 10-15 minute drive, and that's fine. But I don't want to be. I want to be closer than that. So hence we're going to go hotels, probably.
Yeah, you want to be in with the action, without a doubt.
Rex is. I got a price for the hotel we stayed at last year, which was great, and it was way down on what we paid. Just because we went last year, and I've subscribed to all the frequent flyer stuff.
Oh,
so probably going to go back there.
Keith, entire gain range. You need robot knob twiddlers,
like the Engel. Did you not see the Engel at the Guitar Summit with the robot with automatic pots, with motorized pots?
You're not talking about Hook?
Was it Hook?
Yeah, it's Hook. Hook Wizard. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, that looks cool. I love that.
Honestly, it's so easy. Listen, Grandma, have you taken the pills? I know things are getting a bit slow.
Anytime you like.
What's that mean?
Say when.
What? When?
Say when. Oh, what are the chances?
Very good. I like that one. That's good. I like that. Gio, honestly, there's no more exciting guitar gear. I'm here because I like the content and you guys. Cheers, Gio. I disagree. I think there's loads of exciting guitar gear. That honestly, when that turned up and I played through that, I was excited. That honestly.
When I got the red plate home and I cranked it up and I went,
there you go. Yeah. Again, awesome. Lee, Mr. Abraham, he says, Keith, Neural hinted that they have such a robot now. They do have such a robot.
Yeah, they do. We've seen the videos.
Yeah. Russell, there's an $89 DIY Neuro Nano kit out there. Almost same number of knobs and switches.
Okay. Non-degree.
I don't know. What's that? Interesting. Jahar, speaking of cymbals, have you noticed how Corey Wong's drummer mutes his cymbals using what looks like dong-shaped socks? I've never seen anyone do this. Dong-shaped socks, James?
I suspect there's probably a technical term for them, but I like dong-shaped socks. Drum tones and drum, there are as many cymbal sounds as there are guitar pedals. There are as many drum tuning options as there are guitars and amps and stuff. So, I mean, I'm somewhere between the Simon Phillips school of everything being super open and super ringing and stuff. Paul's going to fall asleep in a minute. And the super processed and before Paul falls asleep, I'm going to stop. But
why is there so much drum talk? This is not
just because
a musician show, huh?
Exactly, it's a musician show. Find something you like. Generally, if I buy a cymbal, this is a me thing. If I'm going out to buy cymbals, I will take the rest of my cymbals with me and play them together. I know it sounds really anal and up its own, but I want to hear that everything works together rather than just go, another noise that when you get it home, you go, oh, that doesn't work with the rest of them.
There we go. Oh, we got a super. Send up a wheelchair pillow. Thank you, sir. He said, traveling, glad you two are on today. You make the strangest cities feel like home. Thanks, mate.
We have our moments, don't we? We do have a moment.
Right. I think we need to
pick up the pace a bit. I'm trying to find where we got to.
Wow, we are well behind.
I know we are. I'm just trying to get to the hang on, we are there. Go.
Newell knows they're about to be outdone by an open source community, Daisy Seed, not an affiliate. Nice, okay. Gritty amp pushed. Yeah, pushed. That's thanks, Keith. Good. Yeah. Edge of breakup. Thanks, Lee. That's the word I was looking for. Hair pushed clean. Hair pushed.
Yeah.
Russell says, so they pulled a Boss, shrank the GT series. I expect Axe Effects to follow at some point.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sizzle. Key says, Lee makes me think of Big Bang Theory episode. I like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Joe says LCR mixing.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I kind of think of LCR and then something in between.
Super Isle, what do you think of OG Captor X?
OG
Captor X. Why OG?
I don't know. Original gangster.
What do we think? Yeah, but what do we think of Captor X? I definitely wouldn't call it the original thing.
But it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greg bought one around the other week, and we used it for recording where we wanted everything silent, but we wanted to drive the amps, and it was brilliant.
Great. Jeff, ask Alexa how many speakers she has. That's brilliant. That is
brilliant idea.
Brilliant idea.
Thank you, Jeff.
There we go. Stefan, thanks for the detailed answer. You also set up the input gain Zyk suggests regardless of the input gain discussion. I think that's the way to, since it's a default on the hardware units. Jesus. Are you getting like an influx of daddy long legs?
It's this time of year, mate. Yes.
I've just been attacked by one.
The door to the studio, because obviously we're quite out in the sticks here. I know you are too.
Yeah.
But the door to the studio with if the lights are on looks like a daddy long legs graveyard where they're hitting the spider webs and just going.
Yeah, nasty business.
Yeah.
Oh, just attacked my ear. He took my ear off.
The size of your ears. Basically, I go for, when I'm setting up the input gain for Tone X, be it hardware or software, especially software, I go to the point where I play as hard as I can, and if I'm just clipping the red, I back it off that much.
Nice.
You know, the difference between a shower being absolutely freezing and scalding your skin off, you know, that much.
There you go. There we
3,
go.
2, 1. Willie.
Well, Willie. Super Isle says, what do you think of Captor X?
Brilliant.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Greg dialed it in, plugged it in. We had great guitar noises.
There we go. Good
winner,
noises.
Winner, Captor X.
Thomas, hi Studio Rats, love your videos. Thanks, mate. I somehow can't get a nice tones out my mini Studio Jubilee. There's a reason for that.
Turning it up enough.
You're not turning it up enough.
Get a load box, drive the you-know-what out of it, and turn the load box down. All of a sudden.
Marshall amps especially, they need to be driven. Everyone thinks a Marshall amp sounds like a Marshall amp. The classic Marshall thing that you think of in your head when you hear that sort of tone is a Marshall turned up. The power amp tubes, the preamp needs to be driven into the power amp tubes, and the power amp tubes need to be cooking. That is that sound. A Marshall sounds thin as hell when it's dialed back. Yeah. You've got to get an attenuator. If you get an attenuator, it will change your mind. If you don't want to get an attenuator, I wouldn't buy a Marshall. Doesn't matter if it's a mini studio stuff. They're 20 watts. They are loud as hell.
20 valve watts is loud. Crank it up. Get an aux or a Captor X or something, and enjoy the fact that when you crank it and the thing is cooking, if you can fry an egg on the top of it.
Well, no, it doesn't get no, let's not, it doesn't do that. It's just you've got to turn up the power stage.
Yeah. Okay. We're not talking 100% either. We're talking 50 to 60%.
Yeah.
But that
can even be 40%. It can be 40% because most people in their bedroom, they're just going like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not even on one. Exactly.
It's not breathing.
No. Here
we go. Tommy, how do you think the role of producer has evolved, and do you have any advice on how to steer a musician in the right direction? That's a good question.
So there are two types of producers.
Can I just say as well? Can I just say we've got half an hour left. We've got a ton of questions.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
The big
There
question.
are two types of producers. There's hands-on and hands-off. Hands-on are the ones who will start dialing stuff in on the desk and grabbing effects and doing things. Hands-off are the ones who go, "Do you think you could try that again?"
It doesn't exist anymore. Hands-off producer does not exist anymore.
Well,
There's
I
no
know.
budget. There's
No.
no budget for that. There's no budget for that. So, yeah, the role of producer now is pretty much do everything. Be the creator of the music, do that sort of stuff.
Producer is also the engineer, is also the person saying, "Yeah, do that one again. That was out of tune. Do that one again. Have you tried this? Have you tried that?" The producer is the creative vision behind the project,
but also knows his technical chops as well now.
Yeah,
as opposed to someone just doesn't know technical chops, just has taste.
I've worked on albums in the past where the producer didn't even set foot in the studio. We'd send a rough off to them at the end of the day, and they go, "That's great, but
yeah,
those days are long gone."
Long gone. Chris, can the Peanut Gallery request an episode about wet dry rigs and all things possible the cheap way, please? Yes. Cheers, Chris. Absolutely.
Great shout.
And you did a video about wet dry wet, didn't you?
I did. I did wet dry and wet dry wet on TSR.
That'd be a good video to do around at yours.
Yep.
When we're over. Yeah, we'll do that.
Definitely.
We'll do that, Chris. Although have a chat with the pedal show. Check out that pedal show, because I mean it tends to be more sort of high end gear, but they will do very much wet dry.
You know what we can do it with? We can do it on the cheap with Boss Katana.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nice. Jeff Cook, Kemper Crippleware, €300 a bit steep to unlock something that's already there. There we go. I think that's how a lot of people are feeling.
Yeah.
Keith, if they had done it as a download, they wouldn't have as much flack for it.
Yep. Exactly. Same thing. Same thing as me saying about a box or a plugin or something.
What PSU does that Hanna-Barbera pedal need? The Hanna-Barbera pedal, it's 12-volt AC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's drive those.
1 amp. So yes. I don't know. It obviously comes with a
substation.
It comes with a substation. It does come with a wall. Although I need to look into what decent sort of multi power supplies can do 1 watt. Sorry.
Good luck with that, yeah.
That Mesa Barber pedal reminds me of the Mesa Boogie V twins from the 90s. By my soul mine. It's big. Oh no, maybe it is about the same sort of size as a V twin.
Or what was the other one? The who was it? The guy from HK, not HK. Who's in Kettner did one, didn't they?
Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas Blue. That was Thomas Blue Designs. Yeah. Lefty Mike, have you guys checked out any Walrus audio gear? Just got the ARP 87 delay from Fathom Reverb. Really happy with these pedals. Yes, I do lots of work with Walrus.
We love Walrus. Yeah,
Walrus, great. Some new products coming next week. Russell, Jeff, I've been threatening for years to put a $5 FPGA in a Stomp Box and make a real-time modeler. Lol, it's about time. I used to joke about downloadable hardware subscriptions, and there it was.
FPGAs are the way forward. Paul and I were talking about it off air before we came on, but yeah.
What's an FPGA?
Field Programmable Gate Array is an alternative type of DSP.
Why did I ask this?
You did it. Don't start.
Russell says those Sennheiser mics are kind of sexy, slim, discreet. Yes.
Yeah, I want 5.
Willie says, just look at this. You've taken a lady out for the evening, drinks, bite to eat, bowling, cinema followed by a comb with a flake. I know how to treat a lady. Mate, that man definitely knows how to treat a lady. You've easily spent 300 quid, but you've unlocked the goods and will not have to spend £300 again to access said goods every time in the future. Good. We like that.
He makes a very good point. I mean,
right, come on, let's get through these. We're powering
through.
Al says, always spec an MD421. My tech riders interested to try the little compact live.
Me too.
Russell, if she gets mad, you're out of cash, out of access, out of luck. Why does Joe Bonamassa keep calling them new when they're reissues of vintages?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Bloody hell, Willie. There's
Willie.
Russell says, now Joe Bonamassa model made in Japan would get the open book Epi headstock and possibly have a different neck profile, but better build than the US model. Possibly. AMS? Yes. Belgium? Absolutely. They sure are.
Yeah.
Sure, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
What DAW is good for beginner? Recording me playing. If you've got it depends if you've got PC or Mac. If you've got a Mac, I would say just go with GarageBand. It's free. Comes with Macs.
And if you've got a PC, I would go Reaper because it's donationware.
It's quite complicated, the Reaper.
You know,
Studio One do a free version.
Yeah,
loads of them do free versions.
Yeah,
just Studio One, I would say.
Yeah.
Purposeful porpoise. I'm late. What did I miss?
Go back in time and watch it from the start.
You can watch it from the start. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Minor. Hey Paul, what AMS model did you try at Guitar Summit? I tried the DBA 50.
Lovely.
The Marshally style one. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, they're talking about themselves.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
They're really behind the chat tonight. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Thomas, thanks, Lee. Yeah. Dave, as an Amp 1 user for 6 years, I'm sure the Ampex will come out and it'll be amazing, but very expensive. Yes, it's going to be expensive, but it'll be worth it, I think. Does sound great. Jeff, the new Bonamassa Epi seems like a good price considering it comes with a hard case rather than a gig bag. There we go.
Yeah, but 700 quid's a lot for a case.
Minor. So modulation delay for the Tonix, isn't it?
Can't say. Come back to us tomorrow.
Can't possibly say. Paul, hello, mate. He says, great to meet you at Guitar Summit, Paul, and you, mate. Did you see the Wilkinson tremolo bridge that goes from float to hardtail? It's got some clever mechanics when you let go of the tremolo bar, it swings back. It's been they brought that out about 30. No, I'm wrong. They brought that out about 35 years ago.
Do you mean this one?
Yes, the same one that's on your guitar. Yeah, it's they brought that out. They brought it out for the exactly. It's that one there. There we go. That guitar is probably about 30 years old.
Yeah, actually, probably is. Oh my god, it is now. Shit.
Yeah. yeah. They were good. It was really good. It takes a bit of setting up, but once it's there, it's fantastic.
And it's it does take some setting up, but yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's really good design. Russell, Till Anaheim is a B&B. Yes. Yeah. Can't wait to have my own knob twiddler. Absolutely.
I'd love one of those as well. I'm training them at the moment.
Jesus. Dong Socks is a great 90s band. It is a good. Hi, Studio Rats. Any plans of capturing the 14 Cali amp for Tonix? None. We haven't got one on the. We're not looking out for one. But if you think it's worth us looking for one, we'll definitely check
one comes up. Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys get your Oasis stick? Definitely not.
Good God, no.
Good God, no. Russell, not an affiliate, but Cleverland Music made a DSP pedal kit called the Hot House, and you only need to buy the Daisy Seed brain to socket after you build the pedal. But it's only $29.
Russell, send me the links. That's the sort of thing I would do. Send me the link, I'll do it.
He loves stuff like that.
Yeah. Get me soldering iron dirty.
I've got 2 on order. I'm building my shop studio right now, literally cutting boards today, so a few weeks out at least. But it's super interesting, so it's happening. Nice.
Send me the links.
Nice.
You can get to us via the channel, by the way.
Long leg. Love a good long leg that's purposeful.
Yeah.
You guys can come up with the Studio Rack pedal board with all your favorite pedals.
We should do one each.
There's a talk about a pedal coming, but we'll
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Dent says, what's up with Marshall Club and County? What's up with the Marshall Club and County? I read that Steve Ray Vaughan used it for his clean tone. Have you ever heard one? I've never heard one.
Never heard one. Never heard it.
Nope. Never heard of that. The thought of being able to fry an egg on top of a Jubilee. Yes. That wouldn't work with it. got toe legs. Wondering if it sounds thin like a plexi turned down. Yeah, because exactly a plexi turned down sounds horrible.
Yeah,
got to be turned up. Jubilee sounds like Hanna-Barbera needs Mr. Fusion.
The thing that replaced the what was the Y-shaped thing in the time machine in Back to the Future? The Mr. Fusion replaced the flux capacitor.
Okay. Mike says, "I'm not as good as a wink to a blind man. Say no more."
Yeah.
There we go. Good. He's got it. Russell, I have that bridge on a 1992 Starfield Altair SJ Custom. There we go. 1992. What's that? 30.
Shush.
Get. What's that?
Just get. Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with gents. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Ben. Have a good one. Well, do you fellas like Mogwai? Mogwai? Gosh.
Only as long as you feed them before midnight.
Exactly. Phillips in the chat. Good afternoon, gents. Been a while since I caught you live, even if I'm late. Y'all coming to NAMM this year? If so, first round's on me. James is going.
I'm going. Yeah.
I'm not going. I can't take the.
He can't basically handle coming back and getting COVID.
I've just had enough. I've just had enough every time. I've just had enough of coming back and then having 2 weeks out. It's just Clun country. Ooh.
So, yeah.
Another typo. You're having a shocker, buddy. Clunge?
Clungeon country.
Here's another comment. It was from Cassidy. 14 Cali is my number one favorite amp. If you by any chance get a grip on one, please capture it for Tonix because I don't have mine anymore. They're discontinued now. Thanks. No problem. Dave Hardy. Alex Lifeson used Marshall Club and Country combos during Moving Pictures tour. Nice. Jeff, thanks for another great show. And everyone, be sure to click the like button. Yes, please give us a like.
Please do. Really help.
Wouldn't leave. Sent up a wheelchair. Jesus, I can't type. Marshall Club and Country. Well done. He got it. Chicago Tim's. He says, "Oh, hey, rats. At work after finish tonight. I'm pretty sure I'm going with the Tonix." Nice one.
If you could order it via our page, that would be really, really helpful. I'm not going to go bended knee, but it does help a little bit.
Paul, it's not COVID, it's Nanfax. Yes, unfortunately, it's the same thing.
Well known.
Curtis Chavez, are Tweed F-type amps less dependent on having to be cranked to get a good sound than M-type amps? We can say Fender and Marshall. If they've got glass in them, they need to be cranked. Yeah, I'd say. Well, Fender amps and Marshall in a different sort of way, even though they're all based on the same sort of circuit originally. Yeah, give or take. Bye bye, Willie. Are we on a mission to stop the rats seeing their families this evening? It's all right. It's all good. We're done. Mine are in bed. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Can we say again, thanks to Shaw and Toman for the sponsoring? Yes, indeed. I'll have my mic next week, and we can. I'll put it this side, so it's kind of like balancing up the picture. And Paul will point it the wrong way. Yeah. Yes. Thanks everyone for joining us. More craziness next week. Some more interesting stuff coming this week from us regarding all things Tonix. Are we doing that? I think we do have to at some point. Yeah. Okay. Maybe Friday. So you'll see about it tomorrow, but you'll hear from us on Friday probably. In the meantime, good night, everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend, a great week, and all that. And we'll see you next time for more Studio Rats Live Q&A live number. It'll be 221. My God, where does the time go? Take care, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye. Take care.